Hey, everybody. Welcome to the only show on YouTube. You have a chance to ask a medical doctor who's also a champion bodybuilder your questions. It's Ask Dr. Testosterone, brought to you by his book, The Bible of Bodybuilding 2, over 700 pages full of everything you need to know about training, nutrition, supplementation, PEDs. That's available on Amazon.com. The link is in the description. While you're on Amazon.com, you can also get my book, Real Bodybuilding, great book. And now all the way from Athens, Greece, please welcome Dr. George Touliatos. Hey, Doc, how are you?
Boron, Happy New Year. You got your tan in Miami, yeah?
Yeah, let me tell you, you've been to Miami a few times, right?
No, once, but it's almost around 25 Celsius all the time. I mean, winter time, yeah, because it gets horrible during summer.
Yeah, we went to the beach twice, so
yeah,
pretty hot. Yeah, but I'll tell you this, so much money in that town.
It's very expensive, very expensive. I mean, in order to train, you need $50 a day.
Yeah.
The daily pass, and in order to eat something plain, something really simple, $50. You know, steak and salad like this. You know, you can see, of course, much wealth, Lamborghini, Bugatti at the gym. You know, at the parking area. But it's super expensive. But listen, I've been to many places in the States, but Miami is by far. Well, I lived in Ocean's Drive, but it's by far the most luxurious and glamorous place I've lived, even better than Venice, than LA, because I heard that Venice is going downhill. But Florida, Orlando also was fascinating. Too much green. The deal about Miami is something special, like the series and the film.
Yeah, no, like Miami Vice. Yeah, I mean, every other. You mentioned I went to a place called Elevation Fitness for a week where my son-in-law trains. I don't know if you've been there. That was the big influence for Jim.
I was to anatomy where Jim Mo showed up. But, I mean, people train at 9 o'clock in the morning. You know, of course, they go to the business, but Florida and California, I mean, more than 50% of people train workout.
Right. Tons of people in great shape. All right. I want to try to pronounce this so you can laugh at me. You ready? Here we go. Ectihismenos orkanorios chronos. How's that?
No, as it says, it's Kali Hronia, so it's very simple. It's
I should have stuck with the easy one. I went with the complicated one instead. Anyway, yeah. So, all right, let's get into some questions. This is the one I wanted to lead with because it's fascinating. Some say lesser amounts of steroids can be more effective than larger doses. I'd like to hear your thoughts and his thoughts because that sounds crazy, doesn't it?
Samir said that more is not better. I mean, according to the side effects, but also to the receptors, okay? Because you saturate the receptors. Okay, up to a point. And also Bill Whalen said that after 8 weeks, you shut off the receptors. Yeah, more is better in a way that when you are perhaps an amateur and you're a beginner, okay? But after you hit your plateau and your genetic predisposition, I mean, your genetic levels, then I don't think more is better, even though the pros increase the doses. But listen, Lee Haney abused and Ronnie Coleman more than other people. It was the genetics, okay? Right. You know, Andreas Munzer perhaps was the #1 abuser, but he never reached up to the top 5, let's say. He was #7 in the Olympia because of his striations and because of his the way he was ripped. But I don't know. I mean, most monsters use the most. We'll never know, perhaps, but there comes a point that after you hit the side effects and your organs do not support this, your liver, your kidneys, your heart. Okay. It's not about just doses, but it's about the dedication, the hard work, the diet, and most of all the genetics. Okay.
I mean, it's a good point because at a certain point, you know, I experimented with, for me, higher doses. I think once I usually did about 1,500 to 2,000 milligrams a week. That was like a regular cycle. I tried 3.5 grams. I think once I tried 4 grams, but after a couple weeks in, I just really didn't feel good.
And I don't think 2 grams of testosterone had double of the dose that I was using 1 gram of testosterone.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not exclusively necessarily that the double amount of gear will give you double strength. Come on.
I mean, that's the thing is, how do you know when you hit that point where more is not going to be more effective?
You watch your body, okay? You
Hmm.
see, it's just the fluid retention or the blood pressure or the headaches that you get, or just pure strength, muscle strength, you know? Because when I was first time using steroids, I remember that half a gram, I felt like a Hulk, just 500 milligrams, you know?
Yeah. It did great, right? Great results.
It was fantastic, yeah.
Yeah. But say you had started off, say your first cycle had been 2 grams of test,
I
uh,
don't know. I cannot answer that.
a gram of Deca. I mean, where do you go from there? Because you're already saturating your receptors and you're
And you
flooding.
don't have the starting point to judge, okay?
Hmm. Yeah, and I mean the final point I think we should make, because there are people out there who honestly believe more higher doses equal greater results.
Ron, it matters how many years are you training before steroids, okay? Are you a beginner or are you training a decade before steroids so that you hit your genetic potential?
Yeah, because I mean, like you see, you made a good point with the health. You're going to have health problems on very, very high doses. If you're on 5, 6, 7 grams of steroids a week, how long is it going to take before you start developing serious problems with blood pressure, kidney, your heart? It can't, you can't do that for very long, I don't think.
Yeah, it doesn't mean if you have a rotten liver from the pills that you have become your best strength or your best physique. I don't think so. No, it's a whole system how it works, like a machine.
Yeah, because I mean, we don't consider bodybuilding to be a very healthy sport when we're talking about the chemical side of it. But if you're in poor health because of mega doses of steroids,
Yeah.
how can you grow? How can you train and recover and grow if your body's in failing health? Can't.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And usually professional bodybuilders, I mean, start to go downhill when the health goes, you know, when the systems fail.
Yeah. We've seen guys who use, we heard, you can tell by looking at someone when they're on toxic amounts. They don't look good. You can see it in the skin, the eyes, jaundice eyes.
Yeah, I've seen jaundice people who compete.
And those guys don't last. You don't see those guys stick around for 10, 20 years. They're gone in a couple of years, typically. Anyway, all right, let's move on to another one. Here we go. This guy wants to know, I want to boost my natural testosterone levels in 4 weeks. My plan, morning with breakfast, 10,000 must be IUs, D3, 10 milligrams boron, 300 milligrams rhodiola, 100 milligrams Maca Pre-Workout, 10 milligrams Yohimbine HCl, and before bed, 50 milligrams zinc. Your opinion, please, especially for the 10 milligrams Yohimbine HCl.
Yeah, I don't think it fits for the testosterone. Okay, Yohimbine, okay, promotes vasodilation and thermogenesis. The rest of the stack looks fine. Okay, everything has its role, but Yohimbine seriously for testosterone boost. I don't know. Perhaps with Yohimbine, perhaps you're gonna increase your intensity, but creatine also is very important for intensity and beta-alanine. And then through intensity, testosterone supposedly increases for a brief period of time. So I wouldn't change anything. I would add perhaps some ashwagandha to lower the cortisol, okay? And perhaps some DHEA because it's considered as a supplement.
Okay.
That's all. And creatine monohydrate, of course, yes.
Yeah, Yohimbine, they do promote it sort of like for erectile dysfunction in supplements.
The main fuel of Steve Blackman, yes.
Yeah, but I remember years ago it was touted as a fat burner. People would take that for fat burning.
He's a fat burner, and actually, unlikely ephedrine or caffeine, it promotes vasodilation. Because if you take ephedrine and you want to go step on stage, you have vasoconstriction. The same goes for having sex right after the ECA stack. You know, so the penis needs to vasodilate. That's why the Yohimbine promotes the apart from the erectile dysfunction, the vasodilation and the pumping. You know.
Yeah, cool stuff. All right, next one. How does TRT reduce HDL cholesterol, which is the good cholesterol, and is the effect worse with an aromatase inhibitor? What's the effect on LDL?
Through the abuse of androgens, you can lower your HDL. I remember when I stopped using Proviron, which is androgen, of course, and it's DHT, my HDL increased. But abuse of testosterone can lower perhaps the HDL and make things worse because lowering the estrogens also you lower the HDL and you increase the LDL. Now, the good dose of the TRT, of course, with the proper dose and proper diet and training will lower the LDL because you oxidize the visceral fat. You make your midsection leaner, okay? So I guess the proper dose of HDL, if you are genetically, because also it's a matter of genetics, you can have a 40 of HDL, you know. Now, if you want to take Proviron, you need to increase your cardio much, and you need to be lean because the more fat you have in your midsection, the worse lipids you have.
Good enough. All right. Next one is, I haven't taken any steroids, but I feel my natural testosterone needs some boost. Thinking about taking Nolvadex for 1 month. What are your thoughts?
I would say clomiphene for 2 weeks because Nolvadex can make you a clot, you know, with favorite clotting. And e-clomiphene, actually, that we use now in Greece is way more superior than the average clomiphene because clomiphene also increases the CTPG, so it's counterproductive for the free testosterone. So just use 2 weeks the clomiphene, the low dose. We don't need more. You know, people say 300 to 100 milligrams and then 50. This is bullshit. John Quilser, you know, the late John Quilser said low dose of clomiphene, 25 milligrams, and actually e-clomiphene has great results. You know, my protocols increase double the amount of testosterone within 3 weeks with low dose of e-clomiphene. Okay.
So is e-clomiphene, is that sort of taking the place of clomiphene?
Yeah, it's far better because it doesn't boost the SHBG that the regular clomiphene does. Also, the regular clomiphene affects the vision, the mood. Yeah. Okay, and the sex drive through the elevation of the SHBG, but Nolvadex is not that good. I mean, we'd say the proper PCT is HG and SERMs, but the SERMs, I mean, we focus on clomiphene more than the tamoxifen, okay? Now, tamoxifen is very good for when you already have giant and painful lump here in your nipple because it will occupy the receptor, okay? Also, we may use both low dose of clomiphene with tamoxifen or low, let's say 25 and 10 milligrams. Yeah. All right, but not that much for 1 month because it's scary. It may favor clotting.
Cool. All right, our final question, and I only included the guy's name because I think he might be from your country, Stavros Uzinis. Yeah. What's your opinion of occasional 2 weeks of Proviron use just for libido? Is it suppressive at 25 milligrams for 2 weeks?
Well, if you want to keep this is the secret here. If you want to avoid depression, you need to use alongside clomiphene, okay, at a low dose. Now, it could be suppressive perhaps for after 2 weeks, but you may have elevation in free testosterone, your sex drive. Okay, the same job is done by high dose of boron. Okay, you can use 6 milligrams of boron. But indeed, the Proviron, the DHT, even though it's not producing estrogens, it is suppressive. And I've seen that to monotherapy of Proviron. So just add half a tablet of clomiphene, and you're going to have a high LH and a high free testosterone and a high total testosterone. Otherwise, you're going to have high free testosterone and low total testosterone and low LH because it will suppress.
Okay. Yeah, but I've never even heard of 25 milligrams. It's always,
it's one tablet, yes.
We talk about 50 all the time as a standard dose.
Yeah, 50 is 2 tablets. It comes in 25.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I had 50 milligram tabs, but they weren't pharmaceutical. They were underground made.
Yeah, you're at 25, yes.
Okay, cool. Well, that is it. That was our first show for 2025. So welcome back.
It's our 50th year. Can you imagine that? 5 years of having a show together, you know?
How many did we do for MD? Because this is 35 on this channel.
Yeah, we did 240.
Wow.
245 something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, in the interviews, yes.
Yeah. And I mean, we've had some great guests, you know, maybe we'll.
Many guests. I took them up and around 20 VIP people, huh?
Yeah, let's do that again. We haven't had a guest in a very long time. So we'll talk about it. There's some interesting people out there we could talk to for sure. We had Mike O'Hearn in the past. Remember that? That was great.
There's Mike O'Hearn, but we had Mr. Olympus.
Yeah, we had. Who'd we have? Did we have Ronnie on one time?
Oh, Brandon Curry.
Brandon Curry. That's right. Jeez.
Curry.
Yeah. Wow. It's been a while. Yeah. You have a better memory than me. Most people do. Cool. Well, that's it, guys. If you have questions for next week's show, please leave them in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, share the video, do all that good stuff. Get the word out. It's a very unique opportunity we have every week to talk to a medical doctor who is also a bodybuilder and understands everything we do in this crazy lifestyle we lead. So everybody, let's hope we have an awesome 2025. I want to thank Dr. Georgia and Touliatos for the great show that we do every week. Ask Dr. Testosterone. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.